Hey there, everyone. It's MJN here, and today, well, I was planning on doing an SFM, but SFM is kind of being stupid today. It's only showing this first sequence of it, and since I'm too lazy to fix it, I figured we'll just do another reaction video. But a video called King of the Mountain, SCP 1529. Tales from the SCP by Tales from the Foundation. SCP animated, blah blah blah, whatever. Go check them out in the description, subscribe to them, and subscribe to me. Mostly me. Let's check them out. I don't know what this SCP is exactly, I do know that it's most likely dangerous.
Alright everybody, hopefully I'm going to get you folks there as fast as possible so we can avoid this winter storm rolling in.
Oh, by the way, this is one of my first videos from this channel, so I don't really know who the characters are, if there are any reoccurring characters. So yeah, I'm sorry if I offend anyone here.
But it's going to be a close one. I'll keep you posted.
It's the mountains, what do you expect?
Well, you two ain't very fun passengers.
Some of us enjoy the silence, Agent Green.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. And we got a long flight ahead of us, so we might as well get to know each other a little.
I enjoy the silence too, which is why it makes it very hard to do these reaction videos, unless they're really funny.
But,
I'll pass.
fine. But you're making it
Sorry, I got something in my throat.
very difficult to fall in love with you. How about you, big guy?
Like I said, funny.
I don't think we've met before.
I'm a special consultant.
Oh, really? You some kind of climbing expert?
Something like that.
Agent Green, this is Al. He's one of the very few people in this world that have not only survived climbing Mount Everest, but also coming face to face with SCP-1529.
Wow, so you went toe-to-toe with the King of the Mountain, huh?
Yeah.
He's become invaluable in the Foundation's efforts to track and contain SCP-1529.
I bet. He's got first-hand experience. So, tell us the story.
Well,
L, do not feel obligated to tell Agent Green here anything.
No, it's fine, Doctor. What exactly do you want to know?
Tell me what happened when you first encountered the creature.
It couldn't have been more than 10 minutes after I left the summit, about 1300.
Okay, quick question. What is it with the SCP Foundation keeping secrets from themselves? I mean, come on, this has to be a team effort. I mean, sure, some of the SCPs are cognito hazards, so that's an exception, but come on.
That's the hardest part of the climb. You've reached the top and you're exhilarated and proud of yourself, and then you realize you've just done the most difficult thing you've ever done in your life, and you have to do it all over again, right now, backwards, or you'll end up like the Napping Man.
The Napping Man.
It's a boarding near a ridge on the south side of the mountain. Any expedition on traveling that way passes it. It's a real wake-up call for all the climbers with a god complex that think they're invincible. Anyways,
Stupid ads.
we were starting our descent. The others were 5 or 6 meters ahead of me. I'd been delayed a moment to adjust my hood. That's when I saw it come over the ridge.
What was your reaction when you first saw it?
Surprised, to say the least. We hadn't been told there was anyone else climbing to the top that day. I thought he must have come over from the other side, or gotten left behind by his mates. I shouted and waved my hands in the air to try and get his attention.
What happened when you got its attention?
Stupid
He looked
move.
right at me, and that's when it started. I suddenly felt happy, instant relief. It was like right away all the pain and the soreness and the chill was gone. I didn't have blisters on my feet, and I could feel the tip of my nose again. It was like I was back at home, kicking up my feet by the fireplace, like I could forget all my worries and enjoy a well-deserved rest, but it didn't feel right. Have you ever heard of paradoxical undressing? It's when your body starts to cool down, like really cool down, and your blood vessels dilate, and you start to feel like you're warming up. So you start tearing your clothes off because you feel like you're burning up and you need to cool off. And the next thing anyone knows, you're naked and frozen to death, curled up in a snowbank. I had a mate who went that way in '98.
So you believed you were imagining it.
Right, so I tried to shrug it off, but I couldn't take my eyes off the man who'd started climbing up towards me. And that's when it all went to hell.
Hell. Huh. You know, most of these SCPs are centered around hell, and some of them just make you think you're in hell.
Really don't need to go any further if it's going to upset you, Al.
I'm not upsetting him. Am I upsetting you?
No.
See,
You're upsetting him.
he's fine. What happened next?
Right away, all that warmth and comfort was gone. Suddenly, I felt cold. Colder than I'd ever been before. Colder than I had a right to be. Couldn't feel my fingers or my face. My lips felt cracked and frozen. I tried to breathe and it was like my lungs were full of water. My legs cramped up and next thing I knew I was down. I tried to yell out for help, but all that came out was a whisper. I looked up and that thing was still coming.
How long did it take to reach you?
I can't wait to do an animation on this one.
An hour maybe? Not sure. I couldn't see my watch and I don't think I could have made sense of it anyway. I managed to get my arms on the ground, but I couldn't push myself to my feet. It was getting to the point that even if I could right myself, I wouldn't be able to make it back to camp before nightfall. I was starting to think I wasn't making it off the mountain at all. But what worried me more was the man. The closer he got to me, I started to feel something in the back of my head, something primal, menacing, and above all, hateful.
It's very hard to speak in a reaction video when the tone is this serious. It's very, very hard. You have to pause it. It's very hard.
And what happened when he got to you?
He grabbed me by the shoulders and pulled me up to face it. I was looking right into his goggles. I could see things in them.
See things.
Well, not see them so much, more like feel them. Images and emotions in the back of my mind. Rage and joy and confusion.
What do you mean, confusion?
I don't know. I don't think it was used to people resisting it, so it asked me a question.
It spoke. I've never read about SCP-1529 being verbal.
It didn't speak with words so much. I could hear it, but not with my ears. I saw images of people sitting back in hot tubs, lying by a crackling fire, sunning themselves on the beach, warm, happy people.
So I'm guessing this thing doesn't want to live in the mountains.
But I knew their faces. They were faces I'd seen in books and in pictures, and people I'd seen on the way up the mountain who I hadn't seen on the way down. People still lying face down somewhere in the death zone. And I heard its question.
What did it ask you?
Which was?
You would refuse my gift.
Go on.
I could barely make sense of anything that was going on, but I knew that this thing in front of me was a bigger threat than any storm or any snowdrift. Moving my lips was harder than anything I've ever done, but I did, and I told it. Yes.
How do you respond?
I saw more images of those same people lying in the snow, already half dead. It didn't say anything to me in words so much, but it was angry at me. It was offended, outraged, shocked. It was trying to tell me I'd been ungrateful. I asked it, "Why are you doing this?"
And what did it say?
It mocked me. It showed me another one of its victims, probably the first one. It was a face I recognized from old climbing journals, but I'd never seen it in that kind of detail before, or in that condition. He was on his stomach, weak, frostbitten, dying. He was waving and hollering at the thing as I watched it approach from its own perspective. It made me watch every second until it was done. I think watching it was worse than living it would have been.
What happened next?
It was holding me up, so I had just enough strength to pull up my fist. I punched it, hard as I could. Every last ounce of strength I had, right in the goggles. It cracked. I could see what was behind them.
And what was that?
Gonna need everybody to buckle up back there. We're getting close to base camp, and it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
What was behind the goggles, El?
Classified information, Agent Green.
But Dr. Buck, I would hate for there to be any secrets between us.
Yeah, she's right. That's a good place to stop for now.
Alright, buddy. Then I'm gonna get...
Yeah, if the guy who saw it himself says you don't want to see it, you don't want to see it.
Get out of here one of these days.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Wait. This was made by Newscape Pros, as in Cory. As in the... Cory, the guy who ruined the SCP tradition by making... And oh my gosh. The first season of SCP Foundation he made was okay, but... he just went downhill from there. How did he make something like this so good? I just don't understand. Like, please tell me it's just credits from here on out. Okay, there's something at the end. Let me skip ahead.
That's it for this episode. Stay safe, and we'll see you all next week.
Oh, it's just more links to other videos. Okay, well, be sure to check out the description below for the link to the original video, and yeah, subscribe to them, but most importantly, subscribe to me, because I need subscribers.